Hello, welcome once again to Leto's Law. I'm Steve Leto. I get a lot of questions about guns and when guns can be carried legally and so on. And I've avoided talking about it a lot here simply because the laws vary so wildly from state to state. So all I can talk about is Michigan. I'm an attorney in Michigan. I can talk about Michigan laws. And so I think, it's interesting. I came across something pretty cool. It's a great resource. I'll put a link to it below. But the Michigan State Police put out a legal update where they actually did, in a space of 3 pages, a list of the most commonly asked questions regarding guns and the laws surrounding guns. And also, they're answering a lot of the questions that people have asked me on this channel. So here's the deal. I'm going to talk to you, again, this is about Michigan. So if you're in Michigan, you can double check the information below in the link. But if you're not in Michigan, I'm hoping that at least you can pick up the terminology here and do the research in your own state. So I'll make some examples of that as we go along. But for instance, I'm talking to you about the Michigan State Police legal update. And this is an update published by the Michigan State Police Training and Standards Division. And they also have a link where they can ask questions or comments if you've got them. But this is actually put out largely in an effort to educate the state police so that their officers know what the laws are. So as more and more police officers are encountering citizens who are openly carrying firearms in Michigan, the Michigan State Police offers this special edition of the update, and it's the legal update, to assist officers in familiarizing themselves with Michigan laws regarding both open and concealed carrying of firearms. Okay? So again, like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of definitions in here, questions, comments. This is going to address the bulk of the stuff I get asked about. In Michigan, it is legal for a person to carry a firearm in public as long as the person is carrying the firearm with lawful intent and the firearm is not concealed. So open carry. Okay, you can open carry a firearm in public. Now, here's the thing. I've had people say, Steve, show me the law. Well, it's interesting. You're allowed to do it because there's no law saying you can't do it. And that's what they say here. You will not find a law that says it is legal to openly carry a firearm. It is legal because there's no law forbidding it. Michigan law limits the premises, however, on which a person may carry a firearm. So what we're talking about is just generally speaking out there, okay? But there's specific places. So for instance, Michigan law provides that it is a 90-day misdemeanor to possess a firearm on the premises of any of the following: a depository financial institution. And they give an example. It goes a bank or a credit union, a church or other place of religious worship, a court, a theater, a sports arena, a daycare center, a hospital, or an establishment licensed under the Liquor Control Code. Now, I'm not here to debate with you the rightness or wrongness of those statutes. I'm simply telling you the statute is there. The Michigan State Police is simply saying this is the statute on the books. If you don't like the statute, take it up with your legislator, but that's the kind of restrictions that you often hear about with respect to carrying. So possessing a firearm on those premises is a misdemeanor. Now, the above section does not apply to any of the following, because this is the next question you get. What about if you're an owner of a business or if you're hired as security? Well, it turns out those people are exempt under that statute. So if you walk into a bank and the bank guard has got a gun, he's not breaking the law. A peace officer can go into one of those places carrying his gun. A person with a valid concealed pistol license issued by any state, likewise, can carry in those places. A person with a valid concealed pistol license, the CPL as they call it here in Michigan, can carry in those places, okay? And a person who possesses on one of the above listed premises with the permission of the owner or the agent of the owner. So if you get permission from the owner of the sports arena, you can carry in there. Officers must be aware of the above exemptions for valid CPL holders, as many of the citizens who openly carry firearms possess valid CPLs. An individual with a valid CPL may carry a non-concealed firearm in the above listed premises. Okay? So, again, we're being very specific here, but it's an individual with a valid concealed pistol license may carry a non-concealed firearm in the above listed premises. A CPL holder is not required by law to carry a pistol concealed. Okay, a CPL holder may carry a pistol concealed or non-concealed. Okay, so keep that straight. A private property owner has the right to prohibit individuals from carrying firearms on his or her property, whether concealed or otherwise, and regardless of whether the person is a CPL holder. If a person remains on the property after being told to leave by the owner, the person may be charged with trespassing. Again, I know people who get upset by this because they say a business said, hey, you can't bring your gun in here. The owner of the business has got the right to say that. And likewise, private property. You come into my house. If I want to, I can say, I don't want that gun in here. If I want to. And again, that's just, that's something that the property owner's got the right to do. Also be aware that the law states it is a felony for a person to carry a dangerous weapon, including a firearm, with the intent to use the weapon unlawfully against another person. Okay, now, again, huge gray area. How do you determine the intent of anyone? Okay, I mean, obviously, if you get the right facts, guy grabs a gun and goes, I'm going to go kill that person. Well, if they're going to go kill somebody unlawfully, that might be a problem with the law. Possession of firearms in public by a minor is addressed by a statute in and of itself, MCL 750.234F. Now, when it comes to brandishing a firearm, the law provides that it is a 90-day misdemeanor for a person to knowingly brandish a firearm in public. Brandishing, however, is not defined in Michigan law, and there are no reported cases that define the term. So somebody asked the Attorney General to render an opinion, and Attorney General opinions, when there's nothing else, are considered to be advisory and probably good law. And if you're relying on the AG's opinion, you're probably going to be in decent shape legally, but it's no guarantee because the AG is not a judge. So the AG opinion says a person when carrying a handgun in a holster in plain view is not waving or displaying the firearm in a threatening manner. Thus, such conduct does not constitute brandishing a firearm. So if the gun's in a holster, you should be fine. And it says you're not waving it or displaying the firearm in a threatening manner. So obviously, if I pull it out and I'm swinging it around like this, doesn't matter what I'm saying, okay? I'm brandishing, and brandishing a firearm is a misdemeanor if you are knowingly brandishing a firearm in public. 750.234, that's Michigan compiled laws, and it's the citation. Now, transporting firearms is always a question. People say, I have a gun in my car. Is that legal? What should I do? Michigan law details how firearms may be transported in a vehicle, and the law discusses the transportation of firearms other than pistols in vehicles also. One law makes it a felony for a person to transport a pistol anywhere in a vehicle unless the person is licensed to carry a concealed pistol. Exceptions to this above statute are found at 750.231A. One such exception allows for transportation of pistols in a vehicle for a lawful purpose. A lawful purpose includes going to or from any of the following: a hunting or target area, a place of repair. You just brought your gun to the gun shop. Moving goods from a home or business to another home or business. So you're moving, okay? You've got the gun and you're moving, okay? And got to move it there somehow. A law enforcement agency can move a pistol. Going to or from a gun show or a place of sale or purchase, a public shooting facility, public land where shooting is legal, or private property where a pistol may be lawfully used. MCL 750.231A also provides that a pistol transported for a lawful purpose by a person not licensed to carry a concealed pistol must be all of the following to be legal: unloaded, in a closed case designed for firearms, and in the trunk of the vehicle, unless the vehicle has no trunk, in which case it must not be readily accessible to the occupants of the vehicle. Okay? So you got an Explorer like me, it's got no trunk, you take it, you put it way in the back. Way in the back. How big do you think your Explorer is, Steve? Way in the back. So there is no way to open carry a pistol in a vehicle. An individual without a CPL or otherwise exempted who transport a pistol in a vehicle to an area where he or she intends to open carry may be in violation of the law. And you'll notice again right now that the word may immediately means, wait, am I or am I not in violation of the law? It's not as clear as we'd like it to be. And I whether or not you have feelings about these issues, I personally, as an attorney, don't like to see laws with gray areas. And I hate to see this stuff where it's like, well, they may be in violation. Okay. May or may not. MCL 750.227 also makes it a felony for a person to carry a concealed pistol on or about his or her person unless the person is exempt under MCL, and it gives a statute. Complete invisibility is not required. The carrying of a pistol in a holster or belt outside the clothing is not carrying a concealed weapon. Carrying a pistol under a coat is a concealed weapon. I'm sure you've heard, but there have been legislators who've jokingly called that a coat license. When they say that, it's concealed if it's underneath your coat, but you take the coat off, it's not concealed. But if you haven't touched the gun, well, so carrying a pistol under a coat is carrying a concealed weapon. According to the Court of Appeals in Peoples versus Reynolds, a weapon is concealed if it is not observed by those casually observing the suspect as people do in the ordinary course and usual associations of life. So you can't say, well, it wasn't concealed because if you looked at me just right, you'd see the bulge back there and you'd say, I bet that bulge is a gun, The law provides that a person shall not purchase, carry, possess, or transport a pistol in Michigan without first having obtained a license to purchase and register the pistol. The statute contains exemptions for certain persons, and additional exemptions are located in MCL 28.422A down through 432. A person with a valid Michigan CPL does not have to obtain a license to purchase. However, he or she still has to register the pistol after he or she purchases or otherwise acquires it using a pistol sales record. Violation of that is a state civil infraction. Additionally, a person with a valid CPL can carry, possess, use, or transport a properly registered pistol belonging to somebody else. Start thinking about these weird problems. I've got a license to carry. Can I carry someone else's gun? Turns out you can. Pistol buyers are required to have in their possession their copy of the license to purchase or pistol sales record when carrying, possessing, using, or transporting the pistol for 30 days after they acquire the pistol. These records are commonly referred to as registration certificates or green cards. Officers are reminded that after 30 days, there is no requirement to have either record in their possession or to keep either record. So it's just for the 30-day period. The law also provides that a person with a valid CPL shall not carry a concealed pistol in a pistol-free zone. First offense is a state civil infraction, and the following is a list of the premises, excluding parking lots, that are included in the statute. So again, I know pistol-free zones are a hot topic. Not talking pro or con here, simply talking about you need to be aware of this. School or school property, except a parent or legal guardian who is dropping off or picking up a child, and the pistol is kept in the vehicle. Public or private daycare center, sports arena or stadium, a bar or tavern where sale and consumption of liquor by the glass is the primary source of income, but does not apply to the owner or employee of the business. Any property or facility owned or operated by a church, synagogue, mosque, temple, or other place of worship, unless authorized by the presiding official. An entertainment facility that has a seating capacity of 2,500 or more, a hospital, a dormitory or a classroom of a community college or university, or a casino. And we have those in Michigan. You might have them in your state too. Note the above statute applies to CPL holders carrying a concealed pistol. If the CPL holder is carrying a non-concealed pistol, the statute does not apply. As noted above, the unlawful premises listed in the statute do not apply to persons with a valid CPL. Therefore, a person with a valid CPL may carry a non-concealed pistol in the areas described above. Additionally, the above listed pistol-free zones for CPL holders do not apply to the following individuals if they are licensed to carry a concealed weapon: retired police officers, Persons employed or contracted by a listed entity to provide security where carrying a concealed pistol is a term of employment. Licensed private detectives or investigators, sheriff's department corrections officers, state police motor carrier officers or capitol security officers, members of a sheriff's posse, auxiliary or reserve officers of a police or sheriff's department, parole or probation officers of the Department of Corrections, and current or retired state court judges. Meanwhile, out-of-state residents, what if you want to come to the great state of Michigan, the Great Lakes state, pure Michigan, and bring your gun? What are the laws? Non-residents may legally possess a firearm more than 30 inches in length in Michigan. In order for a non-resident to possess a pistol in Michigan, he or she must either be licensed to carry a concealed pistol or be licensed by his or her state of residence to purchase, carry, or transport a pistol. The ownership of property in Michigan does not qualify a non-resident to possess a pistol in Michigan. Got that? Non-resident concealed pistol possession. The law makes it legal for a non-resident of Michigan with a valid CPL issued by his or her state of residence to carry a concealed pistol in Michigan as long as the pistol is carried in conformance with any and all restrictions appearing on the license. Individuals with out-of-state CPLs are subject to Michigan laws that govern Michigan CPL holders. So you get the license in your state, but you got to follow our laws when you're here. As many states issue CPLs to out-of-state residents, officers should verify that the person actually resides in the state that issued the license. If the person does not reside in the state that issued the license, Michigan does not recognize the CPL, and the person may not carry a concealed pistol in Michigan. Possession of pistols by non-residents. The law makes it legal for non-residents of Michigan who hold valid CPLs issued by another state to possess a non-concealed pistol in Michigan without complying with Michigan's pistol registration requirements. Additionally, the law exempts residents of other states from Michigan's pistol registration requirements, therefore allowing them to possess a pistol in Michigan if all of the following requirements are met. 1, the person is licensed by his or her state of residence to purchase, transport, or carry a pistol. 2, the person is in possession of the license while in Michigan. 3, the person owns the pistol possessed in Michigan. 4, the person possesses the pistol for a lawful purpose. And 5, the person is in Michigan less than 180 days and does not intend to establish residency here. A non-resident must present the license issued by his or her state of residence to a police officer upon demand. Failure to do so is a 90-day misdemeanor. When transporting a firearm in Michigan, non-residents must transport pistols in compliance with MCL 750.231A, unless they have a concealed pistol license issued by the state of residence. So those are the laws that the Michigan State Police have explained to their own people on guns, carrying, ownership, etc., all summarized in a quick 3-page document. That's the overview. If you've got questions about Michigan, I've got the link below in the description that describes the document I just got all this off of. If you're in your own state, I hope they've got something similar where you are. But again, you can use some of these terms and look them up in your state using Google, I hope. But again, this is Michigan, but as you may have gathered by now, it's not that straightforward nor clear-cut. And one of the reasons that they actually issued this, I'm sure, is that it even confused the police. But I hope that straightened out a little bit for you. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.